Hello everyone. Today I'm going to try an experiment, and that means I will not play myself, but instead I go watch one expert computer against 4 easy computers. And in today's episode, the computer expert will be the Wehrmacht, and the 4 easy will be the United States. And the next time I'm gonna reverse it. So I will play with one United States expert against 4 easy Wehrmacht. And of course the expert is much better, but it's 1 against 4 commanders. And yeah, that is really a lot of difference. So I think the easy computer gonna win, only because they have 4. But let's see how the fight goes, and maybe we will be surprised. So there we go. This map is Route N13, and it's a really historical route from the Omaha beach in France to the front line. So let's go. I don't play, I leave my base there, and I go zoom out. And this is the Wehrmacht expert base. So in this episode we watch from the Wehrmacht side. So let's see what they are doing. They start with the Wehrmacht quarters, with the pioneers. And with the other one, they are going to capture points. It's a really huge map, because officially it's a 4 against 4 map, but we play now 1 against 4. But I cannot choose a smaller map, because yeah, there have to be at least 4 players on the other team with this experiment. So they are sending 2 pioneers forward. They take this point and they take another full point, I think. And I see one is going to the victory point directly. That's a smart strategy, especially if you're alone as expert. So the computer is taking the victory point in the middle. The easy computers take much more time to build up, so that's the advantage now. But later in the game they will have so many units, and then yeah, it's gonna be a lot of battles. This is a map with a lot of bushes, hills. So it's actually very nice, because there can happen a lot of ambush. Now he's trying to take the full point. And you already see on the other side of the map, they send out motorcycles. There's good against infantry, against snipers especially. There's the first ally. And the computer already took 2 full points. So this may increase the chance of getting tanks later. A lot of tanks. Here you see a motorcycle against the engineer. He tried to chase it, but the engineers are smart to just go away after they capture the point. Use a lot of Americans. 2 riflemen, engineer, 2 engineers also. That's because they are with 4 factions, so they can just pop out units very fast. The Wehrmacht is a little bit ahead, with 28 points now. But the Americans don't focus on the victory points, they just capture points. They're retreating a little bit if the Wehrmacht comes. Here's the first machine gun. And they took the second and third victory point as well. So that's a really smooth play. Because that means they will go ahead fast in points. And I think they will need the points because later it's gonna be hard defending them. Let's see where the machine gun going. It's moving up to the victory point. There are some engineers in the building from the Americans. And the shooting is starting. Machine gun trying to get them out. But of course the building gives good cover, so that's not so easy. Here's the rifleman spot, hitting on the motorcycle and on the machine gun from the side. And another rifleman squad. So the Americans have the upper hand on this situation. And I think they go retreat, but let's see what they do. They just reposition. I think they try to get them pinned, so they cannot keep shooting. Yeah, very smart tactic. But yeah, it's an expert for a reason. The riflemen try to throw a grenade to the machine gun, but they are too much pinned, they can do nothing. And here's a Volksgrenadier, one of the basic Wehrmacht troops. Also doing a fast recapture at that point. We try to flee away, crawling on the ground. Okay, let's check another side of the map, what they are doing. Here's a pioneer, just walking around, capturing points. Another one. The third pioneer. And here on the left, there's one bunker, but it's covered the other side of the map. And behind that is a rifleman, so it cannot hit them. And a pioneer is there. So the riflemen are safe as long as they don't go in the line of sight of the bunker, as you can see on the map. Let's go to the front line again. 2 machine guns, a motorcycle. Now the Americans also bring their machine gun out. So it's gonna be a machine gun war in this position. They're almost 200 points ahead, the expert. And now they come with 2 snipers, 1 pioneer, 2 machine guns. And especially the snipers are really good in taking out. Of course they die fast if they get hit, but they can one-shot heavy infantry, as you can see. Yeah. The good protection of the middle victory point. And here's all the units. And if you watch the left bottom of the screen, you see the minimap. And there you can see all the movements. Especially for people who are not used to play this kind of games. Here's one mortar team. And a Volksgrenadiers trying to take this point. Despite being alone, they still almost control half of the map, including 3 victory points. So that's a real good job from the expert computer. The jeep is killed. The rifleman trying to throw a grenade. but again the machine gun pinned them down, so they cannot move, only far away. And as you see, they go away. Also engineers with flamethrowers, but they are out of range, so they can do nothing now. But of course they will try. Coming closer, doing damage to the machine gun. And it's gonna be a close battle. And now they try to get the middle victory point, the Americans. But the Germans are fighting heavily. And they just pin them down on the right moment, so the victory point didn't become red. One sniper. Another fourth grenadier. They are moving up a lot of units, as you can see. Many units going to the front line. But the Americans took the middle victory point. Yeah, it was about time. They are almost 300 points ahead. Now it go more slow down for them. Unless they capture one more, and then they will gain points. There's a massive battle going on. And there's the armored car of the Americans. I don't see much anti-tank yet from the Wehrmacht, so this can be a problem if they don't make anti-tank. Because the snipers are useless against the armored car. The force grenadiers can use maybe a grenade or something, but they have to retreat. So that's a good play. And on the east side, the Americans took one victory point. And now they have armored car. I think they will capture it also in the middle, as it seems. Yeah. Here, Fox Grenadier, one veterancy. Should be able to take out the Jeep. Because the Jeep is the light vehicle and cannot take too much damage. And he is the armored car, putting damage on the Wehrmacht troops. And now the Germans, or the Americans, have 3 victory points. And now the Wehrmacht points will go drop fastly. But they are ahead a lot, so they can suffer this moment. They try to regain it. There's no American troops, so they will regain at least the west side. They are now in the middle, also fighting. One machine gun on their rifleman. And it's also a matter of time before the Wehrmacht start to make tanks. And then we maybe gonna get a nice tank battle. This is a Grenadier squad. Looks like a Fox Grenadier squad, but it's not the same. Grenadier squad are more strong. And here's the Fox Grenadiers, which is really the basic infantry unit for the Wehrmacht. Do a lot of damage, but they take too much risk, surrounded by 3 American forces. And they have to retreat. Let's see if they survive. Yeah, they just survived in time. Here's the other battle going on. There are a rifleman squad and a grenadier squad. They are pretty equal in power. especially when the rifleman is upgraded with the Browning. But in this case the Grenadier squad have too much health and they took one out. So that was a good play. They come with an anti-tank gun. It was about time because of the armored car. They didn't have a counter for that, now they have. And also if you see the minimap and in the top left corner of the screen, now is 2 blues. So the Wehrmacht will regain the victory point advantage with 2 against 1. It's a good defense in the middle. A variety of unit, mortar, grenadier, sniper, anti-tank and a false grenadier squad. 2 mortar squads from the Americans, which will do damage. But also they can be taken out easily because they are not so mobile. Too much stuck on the place. And the Americans regain the advantage again with 2 against 1. Mostly infantry units, as you can see, for the Wehrmacht. I don't see any tank yet. I can look at the base if they have something. No, it don't look like this. So they play heavy infantry. But they have units with 2 veterancy already. And this is a big advantage in the combat. And as I told in my previous videos, the Americans get veterancy by battling, by fighting. And the Wehrmacht have a special building for that. And they can upgrade them, which costs resources. But they seem to doing that, and it goes well. This is a good tactic so far. Wehrmacht 2 against 1 with victory points. I'm trying to put pressure on this side. There's one machine gun emplacement. But the anti-tank gun is good against that, so it's took one out. And the M4 Sherman from the American is coming. And the anti-tank gun is going that side. They have to because the other units can do damage, but not so much. I see the Grenadier have anti-tank, so that's important. Two armored cars and an M4 Sherman. And if the Wehrmacht do nothing about those tanks, then the battle gonna be over soon. Here's the Wehrmacht with an armored car from themselves. It's no match against an M4 Sherman, but against other units or other armored cars, it can do its damage. You can see the difference between the Wehrmacht armored car, it's more tall. And the Americans armored car is a smaller version. They regain in the middle. And they try to charge them from behind. Moving up. Again, the most units in the center. Which is smart, of course, because from there you can go to all sides in the fastest way. I see one air bombardment on the Wehrmacht. And that's a good one. Almost took out the armored car. The Americans have the repair tank doctrine. As you can see, you see the repair button above the tank, above the armored car. It's a doctrine option. It's a really smart one if you want to have tanks. It's a fierce battle. They're fighting for every inch on the map. I don't understand why the rifleman is here, because it's surrounded by many Wehrmacht troops. And it will die, of course. Okay, let's check another part of the map first. I think an air bombardment is coming from the American side. Yes. Damaging the Wehrmacht troops, but only kill one mortar team. It's a big bombardment, but it only killed one mortar team, so it's not so much. On this side, nothing happens. They control the point. 3 mortar teams, a Fox Grenadier squad. On the right side, it's only a single Grenadier squad. It's a well-placed grenade from the rifleman. But I think they're gonna lose this battle against 2 veterancy. So the Wehrmacht have a slight upper hand here. But another grenade. And if this one is good placed again. Yes. Really well played by the American. 2 grenades on the right spot. And it almost took out a 2 veterancy grenadier. Many units from the Wehrmacht. They don't have any tanks yet, but 1 armored car. I think everyone is excited to see some Tiger or King Tiger. So I hope they're gonna build one later. But so far, nothing. Two armored cars for the Americans. The armored car of the Wehrmacht and the anti-tanker should be able to take them out. But they are retreating and using the repair option from the doctrine. And I see the units are going massively to the other side. So I think they want to go for the 3rd victory point. I think the engine is a little bit damaged from the armored car. And machine gun emplacement for protection. But against an armored car it's not so useful. Against the infantry, yes. And it's already destroyed. Let's go back to the middle of the map, because there's the most action going on. Many units from the Americans. 2 rifleman squads, 2 armories. And a lot happens. The Wehrmacht get pushed back a little bit, as you can see. You have to move away. And here is an M10 tank destroyer. Really strong against the armored car. Not so good against the Fox Grenadiers. But yeah, if it hit a few times on the right spot, of course they will die as well. The Wehrmacht retreat. The armored car is no chance against the M10 tank destroyer. And if it's lucky it can flee away, but if not, then it will be the last time it's moving. Seems it's stuck for now. And the tank destroyer is going the other side. 1 jeep, 2 armored cars, and a machine gun from the Americans, which kill the grenadier. And as I said, before I started the video, I told you that the start is important for the Wehrmacht. Because after Sandel, they're gonna have so many units, the easy computers, because they are with 4. And then it's gonna get really tough to keep control on the map. As you can see, it's already much harder now. The Americans controlling more of the map. Having many vehicles, destroying other units. You can also see an M4 Sherman, a tank destroyer, an armored car, and many more. There are still many units for the Wehrmacht, so they have to try to do something. If not, they will lose the game. Machine gun emplacement, well done. Foes Grenadier have to go away, make no chance. It's many units, but they need more anti-tank. Because like this they cannot do damage to the armored cars and the tanks. They tried to do an offensive. But they cannot do too much against the armored cars. Maybe the mortar squad can do something on this side. Some artillery or something. Maybe air bombardment from a doctrine. Let's go here to see what they have. Still mostly only infantry. I think it's not gonna be enough. But you never know, it's still an expert computer. So it's always possible. And they regain the middle. Which is a little bit surprising for me, seeing the amount of units the Americans have. But for now they have it. Let's see how long they can control it. 2 tanks against infantry squads. They do some damage with the anti-tank options they have. But I cannot imagine it's gonna be enough. You see they will retreat massively. The mortar squad do the most damage against those tanks. Infantry squads not so much. Unless it's upgraded with anti-tank gun. But I don't see them here. One sniper in camouflage in the front line. As you can see, it's camouflage, they don't see it. It's a stealth play by the Wehrmacht. And now they shoot, but of course they are discovered. I think it will die, yes, it will. Again, the Wehrmacht have to go away. It's too much pressure from the Americans. Controlling now 2 of the 3 victory points. And they get pushed back. They still control a lot of the map. But the Americans gain more and more control. You see the most units are in the basement. They're gonna have to heal them first. Before they can send them back to the front line. So it's only a small army from the Wehrmacht here. They have to use some tricks now, or they get pushed too far back, which decrease their population limit. Yeah, you need to keep this as high as possible so you can use more units. It's a fierce battle. 1 anti-tank gun, 2 foes grenadiers against the riflemen. They will win on veterancy. I think the rifleman will be taken out. Yes, that is one. The other one maybe also. But it go away, so that is good for them. No, it come back. That's a little bit surprising. It's a little bit of suicidal action. Let's check back in the basement. Still many units here. But you see they are healing them slowly. But healing costs resources, so yeah, they cannot heal them everything in one time. They need the resources for that first. And Americans going for the third victory point in the middle. But they're already going away. So 1 neutral point, 2 points in the favor of the Americans. And there's the M4 Sherman. The most classic American tank during World War II. And they need to use the anti-tank, otherwise they are no match against the Sherman. They try to take the anti-tank gun, moving it back a little bit, and then they will trying to shoot it. And they are doing the damage in the tank. Also anti-tank gun from the grenadier squad of the Wehrmacht, and maybe they can take out one Sherman. No, it's out of range now, so they cannot kill it. With an armored car, maybe they can take this one out. Much more damage against the armored car, because the armor is much weaker than from a tank. One gun is destroyed. Maybe they can kill the tank. Yes, that is the one. Maybe they can kill the other armored car as well. Smart play by the Americans, going around the anti-tank gun so they cannot get hit. It seems it's surviving. Yeah. The Wehrmacht try to keep the possession, but it's not easy. Sometimes they have to go back a little bit. But they do what they can. They have a mix of units. I think they need tanks, but maybe they don't have the resource for this. A Knight's Crossholder, the best infantry unit for the Wehrmacht, in my opinion. If you disagree, you can of course leave a message in the comment. But I think they are really, as infantry, one of the best. And M4 Sherman Crocodile, which is really good against infantry, so it's a smart choice by the American. They have good armor, flamethrower to take out infantry fast. And if they don't make anti-tank gun or tank themselves, they can do nothing against them. Here also they get pushed back. And now it's 3 victory points for the Americans against 0 for the Wehrmacht. And so many tanks here, it's ridiculous. Also a Calliope somewhere in the back, doing air bombardment. And I have a slight feeling that this is gonna be too much for the Wehrmacht to push back from. They keep pushing so much, it's crazy. And here you see they are waiting to recover again. Only a few units. They would make really 0 chance. The expert computer have to make a trick now. Maybe take the victory points on the side of the maps and not in the middle. I think this is only one of the few chances to stay in the game. Because if they continue like this, it's gonna be over too soon. And I will be a little bit sad because I think everyone like to see a king tiger or a tiger on the map. But I'm not sure which doctrine they choose. Because maybe they choose the defensive doctrine and then they cannot have the tiger or king tiger. With the terror doctrine you get the king tiger, and the blitzkrieg doctrine you can get the tiger. Let's check one more time if I can see which one they used. No, I think they used the defensive doctrine. But they can have good artillery. But I think this will be not enough, not even close. They regain 1 victory point, but in total points they are behind now. 103 for the Wehrmacht, 106 for the Americans. They have some anti-tank gun here, but yeah, it seems like it's doing too low damage to take it out fast. And there's all the Calliope army. And with so many Calliopes you can do a massive barrage damage. So it's really wise to take them out as soon as possible. On all sides of the maps there are battles now. Here's still the Sherman, the crocodile Sherman with the flamethrower. It is more damage, but it's not too much damage. They have to take it out faster. Let's check the basement again. Now not so many units, just a few for healing, and some is returning. And let's check the other side of the map. Oh, I missed something. That is really interesting. So it means they choose the terror doctrine, which I didn't seem to notice. And they have the king tiger. And now it's one king tiger against a lot of rangers, a tank destroyer, and an air bombardment. So it seems really hopeless for the king tiger. Of course it's the most powerful unit in the game. But yeah, even if you're alone, it's almost impossible to win against the whole army.
You have only 25 points.
So it's a little bit disappointing that the Wehrmacht didn't send more infantry backup. I hope they can keep it alive, but they also have only 10 points left and the game will be over quickly. Yeah, they need to take 2 victory points and they will not be able to do that. And it's game over. Okay, let's see. Now, as you know, I didn't play. That's why I have 618 points. Of course, the expert have the most points. But as the experiments show, 4 easy computers is too much for one expert. Till the half of the battle they can give a good fight, but late in the game, in this case the Americans have so many units and it's almost impossible to keep them off as only one commander. Still the expert Wehrmacht play pretty good. Only I think they should have built more anti-tank guns at some point. And for the next time, I do the same experiment with an expert American. And let's see if the result is gonna be the same, or maybe there will be a surprise and they can beat for easy Wehrmachts. So we're gonna see that. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.